Everyone, so now I think we can get started, and everyone has got a seat, and you're all reasonably close to the screen, which is not the largest one, but we're on a ship, so you know, ceiling height is always a challenge on a ship. First thing first, this ship is a Finnish ship. We're in Helsinki. The entire conference will be conducted in the Finnish time zone. So if we can all synchronize our watches and make sure we stay on Finnish time throughout the conference, just to avoid you missing a dinner or some other event, you know, during the days. That's an important part. The other important part is I was told that you should all switch off your phones, and actually that's not true, because you should all keep your phones switched on, because we have actually a small app that works. It's called Event Mobi, and it should be available to download. Not, I think, on the ship's Wi-Fi, but on your 3D, 4D connection. You should be able to grab this Event Mobi app from the app stores and get the second stages to get the gas-fueled ship app. And here you have the program and all sorts of other things, which I don't even know about yet, but I'm sure that will be something we can look at throughout the conference. So keep your phones turned on, but in silent mode. That is a good practice. I can also confirm that the ship's captain had told us that there should be no scheduled fire drills during your stay on board. So in the event, there are, as usual on a ship, a lot of information about how to behave in emergency, and I will not go through that, but it's all on display in your cabins when you get them. From this room there should be exit, and that's the door we came in, so that's easy. I would like to start by thanking the sponsors for this conference, because without sponsors you would have had to pay a lot more to get here. And our sponsors is the gold sponsor, DNVGL. We have a silver sponsor, which is GTT and MTU. The dinner sponsor, I'm always, I might actually say as usual, for this conference is GE Marine. Thank you very much for that. Lunch and technical visit sponsor is Wärtsilä, and our water sponsor is Hybros. There is Eltronic sponsoring the bags, ScanGas, the badges, MTU, pads and pens, ABS, coffee breaks. It's always American coffee we get on these conferences, and lanyards are sponsored by Bureau Veritas. And I have to inform you that also that Heroes, Trelleborg, GTT, DNVGL, MTU, DH Industries, Vanetsi, Eltronic, and GM, LGM, they're all exhibiting in the exhibition area, which is in adjacent to the hall outside. You will find it, I'm sure. And in the coffee breaks, you can visit those exhibitions. So please take the time to do that. I did cover the timing issue. The lunch today, as I said, is sponsored by Wärtsilä. It will be served in the Viking Buffet restaurant, which is the restaurant deck just below this one, in the front end of the ship, which is where we are anyway. And also during lunch there will be some tours to see the bridge and the engine room. There are 4 groups going either place or both places, and you should, on your badge, I'm sure, somehow have information about which group you're in. And there is on display in the foyer area a schedule on the various groups when they leave for the tours. I'm sure there will be some guides for the tours. I see nodding in the room. I still don't know really who will lead, but I'm sure we'll note that further when we get there. Maybe you will introduce that just before lunch. And I think that's kind of the practical details to intro this year's, and which is actually the 8th gas-fueled ship conference. We are on board not a gas-fueled ship. Disappointingly maybe, but there are other features of this ship which actually is why we're here, and we will hear more about that later. Gas-fueled ships is about all sorts of things gas-fueled in the marine business. And I think it's also slightly wider than just gas fuels actually, because it's kind of, you know, expanding into all kind of alternative fuels. You could say it's a lot about propulsion. It's a lot about the future of the shipping industry, in the sense that we all know that the pressure is on us, as it is on all other parts of society. We need to decarbonize in this industry. I think this is a very important subject to realize. I think we have maybe been a little bit slow in the shipping industry to realize that we also needed to do a little bit more than this, you know, incremental efficiency improvements that we've been doing over the years. But actually decarbonize, meaning going to zero at some point in the future. But to go to zero at some point in the future, we need to start going there now. It's actually quite a bit, and I'm sure that's also what we hear from some of our other speakers today. And gas fuel may be one of the means to start that journey towards decarbonization. And I think we need to focus on the end point and start the long journey.